What's happening, everybody? It's Rob from the Basement Bike Shop, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build my new and improved Manual Machine 2.0. Now in the last video we built a manual machine two different ways, and I wanted to build something where I could leave my chain on and my back tire could spin freely, and that's when I came up with this. The only drawback to this style of manual machine is you'll need to have pegs on both sides, or at least pegs on both sides in the back. I suppose there's a way that you could build it that you wouldn't need to have pegs on it, but that's the way I built it, and I'll show you how. I started out with a base for the back that I made 2'6" by 2'6". So I cut 2 boards to 2'6", and then I cut 4 boards to 2'3". I made a 3-inch spacer to go in there so that my uprights are 6 inches apart. Then 2 10.5-inch boards and the other 2 2'3". So the first thing you're going to do is screw together the inside 2'3" to the 10.5-inch board, 14 inches off the front. And then we're going to make sure it's square, put our other screw in, and then we're going to do the other side. The reason we went 14 inches off the front is because we're going to mount our side brace to it, and I want that to line up directly under the peg. Next we're going to screw in the 3-inch center spacer. Now it doesn't really matter where this goes, I just offset it so that I could get my drill in there. Just make sure it's the same measurement on both sides so that when you screw your end 2'6" boards in that they line up. And then we're going to go ahead and mark the back and the front so that the outsides of our center 2'3" boards are at 6 inches. And you can cut a 3-inch spacer to put in there while you screw it together just to hold it. It makes it a lot easier. And then we're going to screw those in. And then go ahead and screw our side boards in, flush with the outside. And after we get the base all screwed together, we're going to work on our 2x6 uprights. Now I'm putting a 20-degree angle on the bottom and top. And then after we get it marked, we'll go ahead and cut it. Now, as I said before, circular saws are dangerous. This is in no way a video showing you how to use a circular saw. So please learn the proper safe way to use it before you attempt it yourself if you don't already know how. And kids, don't try this at home without an adult present. Now to measure the other side, there's a couple different ways you can do it. I like to stand it up, that way it's easier to hold everything at once. And then mark 15 inches. Then go ahead and put a 20-degree line on there, parallel to the other side. And then we'll cut that. And then we're going to make an identical piece just by tracing that one. And then after that, we're going to take another 2x6 and just cut a 30-degree angle on one side. This is for the backside brace. Now on our first two pieces that we cut to 20 degrees and 15 inches, I'm just going to notch out the center of it. I tried to stay at least an inch away from each side. I'm going to drill a hole first, and then just take my jigsaw and cut out the center. Again, if you don't know how to use these tools, please learn how to use them safely before you do. Kids have a adult present, or don't try this at home. I'm going to come in a little bit at an angle from each side, not follow my pencil mark exactly. And then I'm going to do the same to the other one. And then we're going to mount this to our base 5 inches off the front. And then flip it over and do the same to the other side. After that, we're going to bring in our back 2x6 that we cut to 30 degrees. And kind of line it up so the tops meet and then mark it. So putting it flat on the ground about where the tops would meet. And then I'm just going to mark that with a pencil. Cut that piece. Trace it. And then cut another one exactly like it. Then we'll screw those in. And I put one screw into the top too. Then we're going to take a 2x4 for our side brace and cut a 45-degree angle in the bottom. And then I just held it up to see where it would hit the upright and then cut that angle in it. And then traced it and cut a second one for the other side. And then I screwed those in. After that, I checked the squareness of the base, adjusted it, and then took chunks of scrap plywood that I had, cut 45-degree angles in each side, and then screwed them down in each corner just to hold the whole thing square. After that, we're going to build the front piece, which is just for your front tire to sit on, anchor to, and hold it to the same height as your back. For that, I just built a simple cage. I think I made it 2.5 feet long, and the width of it is just because the piece of scrap plywood I had laying around was that wide. And then you can lag bolt it or screw it to the other base. If it's something that you need to take apart to move often or store, then I would probably put lag bolts through it, but I just put a bunch of screws through it. Then I brought my bike in to measure where to put the 2x6 in the front, and that will make my bike level with the ground. Then we'll take the bike out and screw that down. And then after that, we'll bring the bike back in to measure where to put the 2x4. Now the 2x4 is there for two reasons. One, it's to hold my pegs all the way forward in the channel I cut in the top of the 2x6. And that way when I roll back, I don't get the resistance of the back of that channel. So every time my front end comes down, it'll pull me all the way forward in that 2x6 channel. And the second reason is to mount the clip or wherever the strap or rope is going to connect to your tire. Now I'm just going to use a nice soft but strong rope that I found that I know won't scratch my rim. And then bring my bike in. And measure how far I want my bike to come up before the rope gets tight. Now remember, the rope is there just for safety. You want to make sure that it's higher past your balance point, so that when you're finding your balance point, you shouldn't be relying on the rope. The rope should just be there to catch you when you go back too far. And make sure that you tie a good knot. You wouldn't want to have it come undone and you're not prepared for it. Fall back and crack your head on the concrete. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve this Manual Machine 2.0, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button and I'll keep these videos coming. If you want to see how I put that Shadow Conspiracy Cobra sprocket on, you can tune in next week for my full removal and installation of 3-piece cranks and sprockets video. Or you can turn on the alerts so you won't miss it. Thanks a lot.